Well, it's a beautiful Saturday morning, 7:15 a.m. here in London, and I'm going to walk across the street to Hyde Park to eat my grocery store breakfast. Right and look left. I'll just find a bench out here. We've got people out here walking, running, riding, doing their exercises in a very disciplined way. The park maintenance people doing their thing, which is good. And I think this is a good place to sit, right across from the carousel. The bench looks, relatively clean. Well, I said it was a grocery store breakfast, and that's partially true, but I have to admit that I opted for the greasy McDonald's sandwich as well, just as a matter of expediency. But it's nice out here, nice and quiet this time of day. All you hear is the birds and a distant aircraft flying into Heathrow. Well, walking back to my hotel here in Hyde Park, I need to get back, pack up my stuff, and head out to Heathrow Airport. It's 10 minutes to 8 and I want to leave the hotel by 9 a.m. My plan is to walk from my hotel location, which is at Queensway, over to Paddington Station. That's about a 20-minute walk, maybe a little longer for me with all my luggage. And at Paddington Station, I would like to catch the new Elizabeth line train, which goes out to Heathrow Airport. That's a pretty new line here, and it's another alternative to getting to the airport from central London, so I wanted to give that a try and see how well that works. That's the plan anyway. If there's an issue with that, like a labor strike, for instance, then I could try to take the Paddington Express train, which might be a decent backup. Ah, yes, it's a mess. But I have got to get organized here. So I'll get back to you. All right, heading down Bayswater Road. Walking from my hotel to Paddington Station, where I will catch my transportation to Heathrow Airport. It started off very sunny and clear this morning, but it's clouding up a bit, and I checked the weather report and there's a possible rain this afternoon. But the temperature is still warm. I tell you one thing, the runners around here, especially through Hyde Park, are very serious. I guess they're doing important work. There's a Shell gas station over there. So I'll continue my walk and pick up with you later. This lady has been glancing over her shoulder at me, wondering why I am talking into my camera. Off of Bayswater now, onto Craven Terrace, which is pretty familiar to me because there's a hotel up here that I have often stayed at. Let's see if I can make my way through the sidewalk here. There. Just pushing through, pushing through. This street and the surrounding streets, I think, are a nice place to stay visiting London. There's a number of smaller hotels, some chain hotels, but a lot of independent ones. And it's just one of these neighborhoods in London that has its own character and feeling to it. This hotel here, Lancaster Hall Hotel, I have stayed many times. It was, and maybe still is, affiliated with the German YMCA. As it's gotten more popular, now being on Expedia and Booking.com, the other sites, their prices have gone up considerably. I used to be able to stay here for less than $100 a night. But that was, again, before they became affiliated with the well-known online hotel booking sites. They were, before that time, they were pretty well unknown. Yes, the posting here says they are still German YMCA. And they have different German types of events here. Language and culture classes, music. Yeah. Wine tasting. Yeah, it's a very quaint little hotel. Nothing terribly fancy, but nice place. They have a nice breakfast. They do little conferences here. Yeah, so this hotel is my little secret. Well, it used to be my little secret before it became really popular from the websites, but it's still someplace you might consider on a visit to London. Very convenient to Paddington Station, convenient to Hyde Park and Bayswater Road. On Bayswater Road you can walk straight into Oxford Street in about a 20-minute walk. And then you have this whole neighborhood here, which is the Paddington neighborhood. So you've got restaurants and different services, small grocery stores. Over there is one of the many independent hotels you can find. I imagine all these small independent hotels are also available on the online booking websites. Look at these flats over here. And over here. As I push my luggage around. Since I have a little time, I want to walk in here. Smallbrook Mews. It's not easy to pull my luggage through here, so I'm not going to go too far. But I want to just show you what these little alleyways look like, where people live. Pretty nice. They have their own little porch to sit out on. Some of them have rooftop terraces, like that one up there. Seems like a nice way to live in London, getting off the main street into one of these mews. Other independent hotels here. All of these within a 5-minute walk to Paddington. You're going to pick up your London souvenirs here. And get your full English breakfast here. More mews down there. Here in these mews we have the houses painted in multiple colors. Approaching Paddington Station over here as a light drizzle is starting. This is the Hilton Hotel at Paddington Station. This would be in excellent short proximity to the station itself. All the London taxis lined up. And approaching the entrance to Paddington Station. This is always a busy place. It's one of the major train stations here in London. Now what I need to figure out is getting access to the Paddington Underground station, and there has to be a way of getting that in here, and identifying where the Elizabeth line is, and the one going to Heathrow, and making sure the access to the Underground station has either an escalator or a lift. So let me figure that out and I'll get back to you. Here is the entrance to the Underground. It's right below all of these restaurants. There are escalators here. Also, there's a sign over there indicating that there's a lift to the Underground. So I might just do the escalator. Okay, I just talked to the man standing there, and that elevator only goes to the Underground for the Circle and District line. And he said, go follow the purple line to the lift to the Elizabeth line. So I've got to find a purple line out here. Oh, here we are. That's Heathrow Express. That's the Heathrow Express. That's different than the Elizabeth line. Let me see if I can find the Elizabeth line. This is the, for your information, this is the Heathrow Express ticket counter and entrance. I'm going to ask this gentleman about the Elizabeth line. Excuse me, sir. Could you please tell me where they go to get the Elizabeth line to Heathrow?
Yes, sir. Round here, so to the right. Go outside the building and down the escalator.
Outside the building and down the escalator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it to Heathrow.
Okay, thank you. The lesson is you always got to ask in a place like this. You got to ask. While I'm walking through all this pandemonium at Paddington, let me just show you how things work. You've got different ticket counters. You've got the GWR, which tends to go out to the northern towns. That also goes to the Cotswolds, like Morton Marsh. And then you buy your ticket, and then you've got these display boards which will tell you what platform your train will be coming in at. And once once your train appears on one of these display boards, you would go find your correct platform. Oftentimes they don't give you much advance notice on that, so sometimes you literally have to run in order to grab a good seat on your particular train. Okay, so the gentleman pointed me in the right direction. Here's the purple line to the Elizabeth line. So let's go find it. He said outside and an escalator down to it. And we are indeed going outside. Elizabeth line lifts. As I mentioned before, the Elizabeth line is brand new. It's a new service. Goes to Heathrow. So, customers with large luggage, etc., please use the lift for your own safety. I think I will do that. I will go over to the lift. I don't know, this looks like it could be a good alternative to the Heathrow Express train, which is quite expensive. Lift is Elizabeth line. So here at the lift, we are at Departures Road. We want to go down to the platform level of Elizabeth line. So let's do that. Let these gentlemen exit first.
Let's clear up with those doors.
Always a good idea to pick up one of these. Okay, so I asked again, and we want to go to platform B. Platform B. The Oyster card works. And we'll get on the escalator. All right, here we are, westbound, platform B. From Paddington to Heathrow. As people wonder why I'm talking into my camera. Looks like it'll be here in 10 minutes. I think it's actually very simple to do this. Once you've done it once, then you already know where to go. Doing something the first time always takes longer. And there's plenty of staff down here to help you and answer your questions.
This train is no longer in service. Yes, all Heathrow ones do.
Okay.
I'm just doing an assessment, so if you or one of the other cleaners can just open up the TGM and just have a look at the ticket for me. If you still can't do that, just radio me back and I'll come down and I'll...
Those travelling further west, your next Maidenhead service is in 4 minutes, and your next Heathrow Airport service is in 9 minutes.
All right, so this train is terminating here. We have to wait 9 minutes for the train to Heathrow. So I will cut off here and get back to you when it arrives. Well, just to explain a little bit more while we're waiting here, anyway, on the other side is platform A for the Elizabeth line, and it goes to locations east of here, not west, which is where Heathrow is. So these are some of the stops that the eastbound Elizabeth line goes to. Now you look inside, you can see that these trains are brand new. So, and not, from what I can tell, not very crowded here at about 10 in the morning. So it looks like it's going to be a good ride.